Everyone, it's Marina, and this video is a little bit different to some of the more informative ones that we've been doing. And this one's a little bit more personal, I guess, in a way. I was going for a walk yesterday and I was listening to some motivational videos, which I, really enjoy doing when sometimes I can't give myself the boost. Tap on good old YouTube. And anyway, I stumbled across this guy who was talking about pricing. And it was sort of like, obviously relevant to our sector and what we do. But he said this phrase, which was, how do you price? He set up the question of saying, how do you price your services? And he sort of did the dramatic pause. And, as I'm walking around, I was like, no. And all my left brain, the logical part kicked in. I was like, based on probably like lots of you out there, think logically on that front. And then he followed up with this statement that was, you need to choose a price for your services that make you smile. And I was like, what? Anyway, he then went on and described it a bit more. And he said, you've really got to pick something that makes you smile and makes you feel like you're really aligned to the price that you're putting on yourself. And he sort of did another dramatic pause. But what he was getting at, and then he went into like a whole 10-minute little chat about, when you really look at yourself and the value that you provide professionally, you have to own that and you have to feel really good about that. And you have to be really honest with yourself and delve really deep into what it is that you do, why you do what you do, why do you have this persistent passion for what you do, and then find a price that suits that and makes you smile. Not priced to what you think the customers want, because quite often a customer wants to pay less. There's something that just feels really, really congruent. And it really hit me, and I sort of put it on pause, and I was thinking about some of the advice and the formulas we use around pricing. And in some ways, what this guy said resonated deeper than some of the logic. Because if you really smile and you are deep within yourself and you think, I'm really good at what I do. And if I can see that price come through and it makes me smile, there's something validating about your own sense of self-worth professionally. I'm not a psychologist or anything, but I know in the freelancer world, it's quite a mental challenge to, when you're seeing people price cheaply and, you might be looking at your pipeline and you're really worried and all of those things, which are all normal, and you can always reach out if you want to talk through that stuff to us. But this idea of letting your body and your mind, and in some ways your spirit, smiling for what you do and the service that you provide to someone else is just such a lovely guiding principle. So I thought I'd make a little video and share it with you. So you can obviously contact us and talk through your pricing strategies, and we can tell you some of the market trends, et cetera, which is all very left brain. But at the end of it, I think you'll probably get a lot more advice around, if someone buys your service for that fee, will it make you smile? That's it for me. Live long, see in the jungle, all of that stuff. The market's obviously changing globally. And I think with some persistence and some patience, our time is, quickly emerging. All right, that's it for me, guys. Bye.